Hi, my name is Jessica Welk and I'm an online undergraduate student at Liberty University. I am making this video for my capstone assignment that is one of the requirements in obtaining a bachelor's degree in Christian counseling. The assignment was to choose and interview a professional figure in my community with a degree in the field. I chose Willette Carlyle from Carlyle Counseling Services in Clarksville, Tennessee. She is a licensed professional counselor with a mental health service provider designation. She specializes in clinical trauma and anger management treatment counseling. What makes her stand out above all the rest is that she is one of the very few counselors here in my area with a Christian counseling background. I met Willette almost a decade ago at a doctor's office here in town, and she made this incredible impression on me with her skill set on a 6-year-old child exhibiting severe emotional and disturbing behaviors. I never forgot her professionalism and what she did for that family that day. I never got her name when I was there because she was just one of several contracted counselors in the area that volunteered at the clinic. I may forget names, but I never forget a face. And I was researching articles online one day for another class, and I came across a familiar face. It took me a minute, but lo and behold, I found her. It was Willette. So when I sat down and spoke with Miss Carlyle on what her job duties entailed as a mental health counselor, her eyes lit up as if this was the most important area of discussion. You could just feel the pride radiating off of her. And she informed me that she provides individual and group counseling services to her clients, which focus on trauma, depression, and stress-related concerns. Outside her services, she conducts clinical assessments, developing treatment plans, and she does use evidence-based interventions to assist clients with their treatment goals and their overall well-being. She also serves as a Tennessee state-approved supervisor, where she mentors counselors in training who are working toward obtaining their license. She did state that the most fulfilling aspect of her work is witnessing the growth and resilience in her clients as they progress through their goals. She loves that she can also provide a space, safe and comforting area for spiritual healing and guiding future counselors as they develop their professional identities. One of the greatest challenges that Willette faces is balancing client care with a number of administrative duties that she is required to run her office successfully. In addition, the emotional demands of supporting clients through significant distress does take a toll on her as a professional. So intentional self-care and acknowledging personal and professional boundaries is a must. She pursues additional knowledge by continuing her education through workshops, seminars, and professional conferences. She also stays engaged with peer-reviewed research to integrate evidence-based practices into her work. When she serves as a supervisor, it further contributes to her growth. That quote-unquote is a reflection and refinement of my own skills as a counselor. So I asked Ms. Carlyle what her recommendations were for someone like myself pursuing work in the counseling field. And she recommends that I prioritize self-awareness while staying humble, practice humility, and consistently seeking guidance from a supervisor or mentor. She stated that it is essential to remain open to feedback, maintain strong, ethical decision-making skills, and develop an understanding of cultural competence. One other recommendation that she focused on was making sure that I build a network of other professionals to serve as a source of support for long-term success. I went out on a limb and added an additional question, one of which would be gratifying and more eye-opening for me, so that when I get there, I won't feel like I'm the only one that has this question. What piece of advice would you give to someone entering the field that you wish you had been given? And Miss Carlyle said that she wishes someone had told her how important self-care truly is, that it's not an option, but a necessity in order to be a successful counselor. Finding a balance between professional and personal life is crucial. So let's back up 10 years ago. That one 30-minute visit is all it took for me to realize that there are people here on earth who are meant to truly help another. Sometimes you meet someone in your life that truly impacts your life for the better. And she is one of the many reasons I am currently pursuing this field. I want to be able to do what she did for that little girl. I want to give hope to the families who are at the end of their rope, going through the motions of supporting a loved one that go through mental health issues and anguish every day. And they just need guidance. They need education. And then one final reflection on what I learned from interviewing this amazing woman is that although I am in the field of helping others, I must be willing to help myself by practicing self-care. I must also have an understanding of my own limitations and that I can't do it all. And that it is okay if and when I have to refer out to another professional. And I have to make that decision for my client that I may not be competent enough in the scope of my client's needs. She gave me one last piece of advice that really hit home to me. And she says, when you first start off, you will have a savior complex. And of course I know what that is. I do it in my personal life, with my children. I do it at my job now. I think I've always had that kind of complex, but I think it goes much deeper than that. You are going to want to save everyone that enters your office. Anyone who comes to you for help, you feel like you have to have all of the answers. And you know what? You're not going to be able to. But she says, like the rest of us, you will certainly try. That was my interview with Miss Willette Carlyle from Carlyle Counseling Services in Clarksville, Tennessee. It was a joy to have her in my presence. It's who I hope to be one day. She's a God-fearing woman. She served our country. She's come a long way from the doctor's office to now having a very, very successful practice. And I just hope that one day I can be half the counselor that she is. And I can't wait to obtain my license so that I can practice. And it would be such a joy to have her as a colleague. Thank you.